Hello, and welcome to today's subscriber contract, Above the Law, set in New York and supplied to us today by Joseph's Batman. So moving on to our briefing, you think that you're above the law, not anymore. Cop 47. Do not harm those that are below the law. So moving on to our targets, and today we have 5 of them, along with 1 objective. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting as the security guard. We're going to have a silenced pistol stored up in the deposit box. We'll be bringing with us a lockpick, an emetic gas grenade, and a Seeker 1. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to go and retrieve our silenced pistol first of all, and that should be just in this box here. And then we're going to make our way along to the left and into the storage room where the weapons locker is located, and in there we will also find ourselves a propane cylinder. So we're just going to take out that camera there so we don't have to worry about that. Lockpick our way into the storage room, grab the propane cylinder from the shelf, and then make our way into the IT department. And we're going to place our propane cylinder just over by this desk right here. And in a few moments, Athena Savalis will call down to the IT department complaining about slow internet speed. And one of the IT department workers, in this case our target, will come over to the desk to answer the call, and at that point we can then detonate the propane cylinder and eliminate our first target. So here he comes now. He's going to sit down at the desk and answer the phone, and once he is safely behind those monitors, we're going to move to a better position, pull out our silenced pistol, blow up the propane cylinder, and 1 target has been eliminated. So we're now going to make our way up to the teller hall, and just be aware that there will be a number of panicking guards running around, some of which may be enforcers. Luckily enough for this particular run, none of them were, so we're able to make our way straight up to the teller hall, and we're now heading for the waiting area, and around the camera we go up into the waiting area. We're going to lockpick our way into the corridor just behind the guard here. Again, we're going to take out the camera once we get past it. We're going to grab the propane cylinder from the back of the room on the shelf in there. So our next target is located in the small security room where there are 2 guards watching TV. And we're just going to lure one of them out using the fuse box here, and he is not our target. So once he comes out and approaches the fuse box, we are going to shoot our target with the Seeker 1. He will get sick and he will take himself off somewhere a bit more private. Once we have a safe shot, we can then shoot our target, retrieve our propane cylinder, and we can make our way up to the bathroom in the waiting area and await the arrival of our target. Now, as you can see, Officer Frank is wandering around. Thank you very much, dear. Just shut that door in my face. Officer Frank is wandering around along with Mr. Perez, and they are both enforcers, and they are both gonna at some point probably get in our way. Depending on your timing on our way out, we may have to wait behind them both. So eventually our target joins us in the bathroom. He's going to go into the broken cubicle, so we will not be giving him a nice refreshing cold drink. Instead, we are going to introduce him to 2 of our friends made of lead. So there we go. 1 target more down. We're going to deposit him in the closet provided, as we are not quite done with this room just yet. So we're going to collect up everything that he's dropped, retrieve our propane cylinder for later on, and we're going to move on to our next target, who is located in the waiting area, and he's just on the sofa by the stairs here. So there's a young lady also here as well. Now we really want to try not to make her sick at the same time, so we're going to aim to throw our gas grenade just past where our target is, between our target and the window, and hopefully we will get just our target to be sick and not the young lady, because if we get them both to be sick, one of them will go into the already occupied cubicle, and Sod's law dictates that it will be our target to do so. So luckily enough, we've managed to throw our gas grenade just right, and the only person coming to the bathrooms is our target, and he will go into the broken empty cubicle, and just like we did before, we are going to follow him inside, and we are going to introduce him to hot lead. So pull out our silenced pistol, 2 in the back. There you go, sir. Have a nice relaxing day there. We can put him in the closet as well, although there is no real need, as we are now done with this particular room. So once again, retrieving our propane cylinder, we're now going to move on to our next target, who is located up on the investment banker's floor, and he is currently in the investment banking area along with about 6 other people, so we can't lure him away. Luckily enough, he is isolated just enough from everyone else that if we put our propane cylinder just at the corner of the desk here, and we go into the storage room, we can detonate the propane cylinder without harming anyone but our target. Just make sure that Mr. Man is not around at the moment, because our target will engage him in conversation. We're going to detonate the propane cylinder and then immediately hide in the closet provided, just in case any enforcers decide to use this room as a shortcut, which they probably will. So for our next and final target, we need to time things just a little bit. So we need everyone to go back to their normal routine. We need the gentleman who is an enforcer who's currently in the bathroom to leave the bathroom. We need our target, Miss Vicky Barger there, to be on the other side of the corridor, facing away from us, and then we can start by turning on the photocopier here. That will attract the attention of this gentleman, and when he comes in to investigate the photocopier, he will have his back to us. The patrolling investment banker, who is an enforcer, should be leaving the bathroom, and Vicky has her back to us. At that point, we can then shoot her with our Seeker 1. We're then going to make our way all the way back downstairs to the waiting area, through the manager's hall, and then back up the far side by where the fired banker is, taking out this camera along the way and the camera on the stairs. There we go. And all of this is just to avoid that one enforcer there you can see outside the security office. So unfortunately our timing wasn't perfect, and the investment banker enforcer has also made his way back to the bathroom. Now with any luck, he will sample his suspicious white powder, examine himself in the mirror, and leave the cubicle, all before our target finishes purging herself in the toilet there. Now just be aware that when this guy leaves, we need to hide ourselves. We can't just stand here out in the open. So once he heads outside, make sure he gets right to and at least through the door, but he sometimes, as you can see, does stop at the entrance. That's just so he doesn't see us in the mirror. And then we can give our final target a nice refreshing cold drink, and we are now 5 for 5. So with our final target now dealt with, all that's left for us to do is to make good our escape, and we are a little bit ahead of the game. There is Mr. Perez, so we don't have to follow him at a distance down the stairs. And there is Officer Frank all the way at the end of the corridor, so we don't have to wait for him also. We just need to make our way through the gauntlet of enforcers and cameras that is the Teller Hall. So there we go, one more subscriber contract taken care of, and once we get out into the busy mean streets of New York City, we will get confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan. We met our objective and we get a silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.